Button end screen.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to BVI Pilots. I am your host, as always. Glad to be here with you guys. I hope everybody is doing good today. We are live again, and live is good. I'm actually going to, after I introduce you to the guests here, we will start with let's start with Andy A. Andy, how's it going, my friend? Welcome to the show.
Hello. Everything's going good here.
Good deal. Josh, this guy, I can't get rid of him for nothing, man. It's like a Girl Scout selling cookies. No, I'm just kidding. How you doing, Josh? Welcome to the show, my friend.
What the
He's like, hey, what the, well, yeah, hey, what's up,
He's
guys?
okay. Yeah. Whatever.
Then we got our most excited Commandant over here, Mr. Brandon Armstrong. How's it going, Brandon?
Hey, going very well. How's everybody doing tonight?
How's life treating you, Brandon? Are you ready to fly?
Very.
Are you ready to Are you ready to spread your wings, my friend?
Yes, I am very, very ready and raring to fly. Yes.
I have got the most exciting news for you. Your computer will be on your doorstep. Let's see. Today is June 2nd. So, June the 3rd of 2024.
Yep. Wow. Oh, wow.
I also took a bite
from next week.
You ever heard the saying, take a bite out of crime? I accidentally got hungry. I was sitting here, guys. I got hungry. I reached over. I don't know what I was thinking. I took a bite of the computer tower. So, if it looks kind of funny at the corner, think nothing of it. Guess
Don't
what?
Listen to him, folks.
It will. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It'd be the twin to the Crack Mac. The Crack Mac.
Yeah,
the
knew
Mac.
That was coming. I knew that was coming.
Guys, I wish I could show you, and I will one day. I'll show you the box that this daggone computer came in when I got it. It was the biggest box I've ever seen in my life. Like, for the record, Brandon did not do this. It was his so-called friend that was really looking out for him. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Whoever you are, I give you the utmost respect for looking out for Mr. Brandon here, and the cost that it was only $200 to send out the computer and the box. I'm not even going to lie.
When he could have.
I could probably curl up and lay down in that box. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
I bet you could.
That box.
It was that big.
Oh, it was that tall? It was that big?
Yes.
It was that. What?
He could probably fit himself in that box.
Obviously, it wasn't 6 foot long, but if I curled up, it was over 4 foot long, laying down. It came up to my knees, laying on its back. When I stood it up, it came to almost my chest.
Yeah.
Now, this guy says
crazy.
This was my old Mac box. I don't believe that. The only way I would believe that is if it came with like a Mac where you got a tower and you got a monitor and you got a keyboard and you got maybe a computer chair too. Holy cow.
For the record, the guy tried to tell me that Macs came like that. And I said, no, they don't, because my original box for that thing was not that big. It was not like that.
It's not, it's...
So I will go...
Nobody's perfect, so I'm not dogging or nothing. I just think it's funny that out of all the things you picked, when you do something for your friend, you're supposed to be looking out for their best interest.
Yeah, I was surprised that he picked that box out. I was
YouTube.
like, this thing is like really big.
I'm doing a test here in the background, guys, just to make sure we're streaming okay. Let me go back here. It takes me a minute. Anybody else got a... Josh, how long... Josh, are you in front of your computer, my friend? You are, right?
Yeah.
Go to our channel and see if...
We're streaming.
Make sure you're picking us up. I'm pretty sure...
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's alright, but it's always good to double check.
Well,
Stream.
We don't really have nothing to go off of by that, though, Brandon. We don't know.
Right.
Yeah, we're streaming.
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to open it in case we get some live chat, but we can talk while we're doing that. So, why are we here today, you're wondering? Well, we're here because we're going to talk about one of the new features that's going to be involved with the new TFM whenever the next update comes out. The updated TFM. Now, that doesn't mean,
Oh,
guys.
you missed what I said earlier about it.
What'd you say?
I said the IRU panel, the PSEU panel, the service phone panel, and the lights panel were done on the aft overhead.
Okay, what was that one before what was the second to the last one? Phone?
So you
Service
had
phone.
IRU, PSEU, service phone, and lights.
Okay, let's do this. Let's in a nutshell, let's talk about each one of them. And before we move on, let's start with the first one that I actually have. Well, let's just talk about it. We'll show, guys. Next week when we do a live stream, we're actually going to give you, what do we call that? A sneak peek? Is that what we call that, Andy?
Sneak
Yeah,
preview.
demo.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a sneak peek of what it looks like. Now, you can obviously go to BVIPilots.com/blog, and you can read about it. It's not like it's something that we've got that no one else can see or knows about, because you can find out through the blog. But and you can also download your own. If you wanted to download it and execute it, sure, you could do that, but. We're just doing it as like a show each week, TFM sneak peek, and we'll do that, each week to try to. I'm thinking like we are now, so every Thursday around 7-ish, something like that. I figure would be good to go by. Guys, I got the live chat going, so I'm going to turn it down on my phone a little bit so it's not like echoing real bad.
Yeah.
No city nearby, South Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, we're good. So I'm going to set my phone down and I'll check it every now and then to make sure we ain't got new chat. So if we do, just be patient. If you're new, I'd like to remind you that if you don't repeat the question, it's not that I'm not, it's not that we're not paying attention, but I can't just keep looking at my phone and not talk. So we'll check the phone ever so often and try to answer any questions that we can. Now these videos that we do every week really isn't like a Q&A where you can, you can, but don't ask Andy 1,000 questions on this stuff. Like, we're just trying to give you a little info on what it is. Don't be like, hey, are you going to do this next week? You're going to do this? You're going to do that? Don't overwhelm him with all these questions. I don't think Andy would mind if you said, hey, are you going to be able to do this with it? But don't request things. Don't use this sneak peek live stream we're doing each week for a way to come in and think that, well, I can just request it by asking him why he's live. I don't think he's going to pay no attention to you. Not in a mean way, but in a professional way. He's got too much on his plate to sit there and try to write notes down from 10 different people about requests that they want. You still got to do it the same way. You got to request. How do they do that, Andy? Refresh their memory. If they got an idea or a request.
Yep, from inside of TFM. Or while it's running, I should say, Control-Shift-I will take you to the issue queue, and you can put your bug fixes or your bug reports or feature requests inside there.
I think there's going to be a spot where you can put, like, in the subject, feature request, and that way he knows that.
Yeah, just in the subject, you put feature request, and then fill the rest of the form. Give a short descriptive title, but fill out the rest of the form, and we will get to it and look into it when we have a chance.
Because I'm guessing, like, and I've seen this in, like, other forms before where, like, people won't put the title in the subject. They'll just, put, a question or... But I think when you actually put the topic in the subject like it says, it organizes it for them on the site too. I believe it doesn't just. I think it makes it like it puts it
Well, it
in an
doesn't
organized
do
way,
anything
don't it?
for organization.
Oh, it doesn't.
Well,
Okay.
it doesn't do anything for. No, but when we're going through the list of issues to look at,
It helps to see it though, right?
what's going on, it helps to see a short, small title.
Right. I believe I can give you guys a sneak peek of the first one. Now, the other ones you're gonna have to wait till next week. But let me find it. I believe it's still under my downloads. Let me look and make sure. Downloads. Let's see here. And just so you guys know, this isn't like a special. You know, I'm able to get this before anybody else because I'm not.
Oh, this is all open source. So you can go get it whenever you want to from GitHub repository.
Okay, here it is, alpha. Here we go.
That'll be in the notes too.
So I'm going to just unzip this real quick. If you're wondering how to do it, if you do it, you know, get yourself a copy and you're wondering how do you run it, here's how you do it. You're going to go to the file.
Open the new extract all 7 zip menu 7.
And you're going to go to extract all.
Extract all key.
Okay. Hit enter on that.
Downloads window. Items view list. Last week grouping extract.
And once you do that, it's going to ask you where. Right now, mine's going to go to download / TFM alpha whatever. So I'm going to hit enter.
Browse. Show extract. Extract button. Cancel. Extract button completes the wizard +E.
Extract on.
Unavailable.
Enter on extract here. And what we're going to do, Andy, when I open it, I'll tell you where I'm at, and then that way you can kind of just guide me as I'm going through it. Okay.
You'll have to start up with 37.
Oh, yeah, I've got a 47 right now, but I'll just switch planes. I can do that.
42%.
While we're doing that, how many panels is there that you're doing? Are these all panels individually that you're doing? Can you give them an idea of kind of what you're doing to the latest, update wise?
So like the IRU, PSEU, service phone lights, those are all different panels.
98%.
Okay, we're still almost done here.
Downloads window. Items view list. Last week grouping.
There we go.
Installer.log 8 of 18. Today grouping expanded. TFM 22.7.1 alpha 1
I think if I remember right,
TFM 22.7.1 alpha. Items view
the
list.
overhead panel has
State modified. TFM.x107 File description. TFM.x.config 108 104.
sections
TFM.log 100. TFM.pdb 100. Time
like
zone.
this.
Time zone. Toast.dll1. Toast.net.dll. Data 1 to 1. TFM.x107 to 100.
Okay, so now I'm going to load it up.
Streamlabs desktop row 1 column 2. Live stream menu. Do tab group sim float for room. Star untitled. TFM 22.7.1 alpha row.
We got that. So what you do, you extract it into its own folder like that.
TACX4 person 1 R3DB 452 of 71.
And then I'm going to open up P3D. Going to take a minute here. But yeah, each week, you guys, we'll give you a sneak peek of what it looks like, what you got to look forward to, with the new update that's going to, when it comes out. As you notice, I said when.
The blog post.
Yeah, and go read the blog post too, because that gives full detail on a lot of it, right, Andy? That really gives you a good idea of kind of what's going on. Sorry, folks. Sometimes P3D is, like
Streamlabs desktop row 1 column 2. Live stream in YouTube Studio. Do tab sim for group. Start TFM Streamlabs desktop row 1 column. Live stream in YouTube Studio.
Brain of its own sometimes.
Live folder view list.
And I need to close. By the way, do not have TFM running. If you're doing this yourself, don't have TFM running. If you do, shut it down. Which is what I'm doing.
Folder view list.
I always hate when you hit
System tray list dialog.
TFM on
Icon
the
in flight
system
monitor.
tray, and then you do Alt-R,
Taskbar.
and it just takes you to the taskbar.
Loading airport database.
Instead of giving me the menu that I want. Give me the menu,
Folder view list.
please.
R3DV452 of
I just
71.
want to
Normal
shut
cursor.
you off.
X52H.O.T.A.S. 60 taskbar. 0 not indicated.
You go to the system
TFM is
tray
shutting down.
once you find the
TFM is shutting
icon.
down.
Actually, right bracket control.
That or you could right bracket Control X.
Yeah, I didn't think that worked, but it does. Yeehaw.
Yeah, it does.
R3D registered scenario startup row 1.
All right, here we go. P3D.
R3D registered. List change vehicle. Button change your selected vehicle.
So we're going to change vehicle.
Submenu dialog. Edit blank. PMDG. Checkbox
Okay.
not checked. Hide details but checkbox not edit selected PMDG. Checkbox not checked.
Here we go.
Data print click to select the vehicle. PMDG 737 800 NG2 PM. PMDG 737.
Have you seen this, Brandon, or no? Have you seen the sneak peek, or no? I don't think you
No.
have.
He hasn't seen
no,
it yet.
I have not. I've
All
heard
right.
about it a lot.
All right, so
I
there
mean,
we
is,
go.
Go watch the
is
live
it current-
stream.
Is it currently up on? I mean, I could just run in this. Is it up? Is it currently?
I
up
mean,
on
you could
Source?
run it. You could run it, or you could, you know,
It's on the
watch,
sort. It's
or watch the live stream. One or
Yeah,
the other.
it's up
R3D
there.
registered scenario startup.
it's up there in source, but you'll have
Change
to
vehicle.
build
Button
the
change your selected.
source.
Checkbox check display listen.
Yeah, I mean, I could do. I still have the.
All right,
to do it.
so we are,
R3D registered scenario startup. Not responding.
well, after learning what it takes to do that, it don't really take that much to do it, but,
Yeah.
you know, to save people the trouble, though, you could just watch this each week, every Thursday at
There
7.
you go.
Registered
Every Thursday, 7 p.m.
90%. 10:17 p.m.
If there's a sneak peek to give, then we're gonna give it to you each
40%.
week. So,
50%.
this week we've got what one new panel to show them. I think.
70%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Andy, just so you know, some of it I didn't like. I don't have the latest like. When I grabbed it, it wasn't completely done the way that you've got it done. So, remember, I only got.
Let me do something.
Okay.
Let me do something really fast.
All right.
Because there's something I want to show people here.
Oh,
R3D.
It's
Do-
different than what you have.
do you want me to close the one that I got?
Live stream in YouTube Studio Google Chrome row
Close
1 column
that
2.
because that ADIRU panel is not
TFM
totally
22.7.1
finished
alpha row 1
until I
column
give
3.
you this.
TFM 22.
Okay, gotcha.
TFM 22.7.1 alpha.
So I'll
Lockheed
close
Martin
it.
registered pre-
Should I just go ahead and just get rid of that one altogether?
Downloads. Documents. Downloads. Text unavailable.
Yeah.
Desktop list.
Okay, I'm gonna go and delete it.
Text downloads window.
While we're doing that, I do want to thank all y'all for watching. I'd like to remind you, if you don't mind, to give us a thumbs up. That does help us out with, you know, our name in the YouTube algorithm. It does make a difference. And
yesterday grouping expanded. Today grouping expanded. TFM 22.
I'd really appreciate it if you could do that.
06/02/22 10:12 p.m. size 249 MB. Phase modified edits R0444.pdf not selected one of earlier this week grouping expanded. Earlier this
Okay, so there's that. What are you
Downloads.
doing?
Lockheed Martin registered pre Lockheed Martin. Downloads row 1 column 2. Downloads window. Items view list. Earlier this week grouping expanded. Earlier this week. Free expanded. 05 courtroom phrases. Last week grouping expanded. TFM 22.7.1 alpha.zip.
Alright, we'll delete that.
22 05 2017 04 25 03.294Z. Dot story not selected. Die installer dot log 606.
There we go.
Installer 1.x7 of 16. Unconfirmed 336. Yesterday grouping expanded.
Alright, so we got that done.
Lockheed Martin.
We'll wait for Andy here. I think he's gonna upload it for me to grab real quick, which I can do. Just let me know when, and I will grab that. Again, every week you guys should be sure to go and read the blog at talkingflightmonitor.com/blog. That's Bravo Lima Oscar Golf. Okay.
$14.76.
Okay, here's the terms. On June 3rd, 2022, $1 US with 93 cents.
upcoming 5-figure tour that I know for a fact that you're going to be at. I want to stop and give a big shout out to the men and women proudly serving in the United States and Canadian Armed Forces. Thank you for being the impact of the military. Let's get to this man. Rain City Drive. You discovered everything right here on Octane. It's being called Slave. It changed your voice. Now you're
Somebody's watching the news, I believe.
No, I'm listening to Octane, actually.
Okay, if you don't mind, when that starts
All right.
playing music, Brandon, I'm going to need you to turn it down
Ziggy.
because of copyright purposes.
Volume 4. Yeah, I'm going to stop it. Ziggy,
Okay.
stop.
I just don't want to.
I don't think it's gonna YouTube algorithm's gonna pick up because
Oh, they might.
quite far away.
Well, it still might.
Don't
though.
matter,
It just
you-
doesn't wanna change
Yeah,
it.
Because
You
It doesn't
can,
matter.
You can still hear it, so it doesn't
You
matter.
can still hear it.
Because Declan, like, he'll turn down the music to like where the human ear can hear it, but it seems like he doesn't get much issue with YouTube copyright system because he turned it down so low.
I don't-
it's not all-
Well, yeah, but I don't hear music when Declan's streaming. He might hear it, but I don't.
I've never heard music either when I've heard his streams.
But I know
guess you gotta listen to it with
I've only-
headphones.
I just know with YouTube, I know from the past with my other channel, it doesn't take much for it to pick it up, and if it does, you're going to get a strike,
You're
and
gonna get
I
flagged
don't
for
want to
it.
get strike. So, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Lockheed Martin register.
All right, what'd you say, Andy?
All right, so it's in Dropbox.
Under the
Folder view list.
BVI Pilots, Dropbox.
Dropbox. Johnny's Place. 18 of 71.
all right.
Start cursor.
Just take 1 second, you guys. I'll grab it, and we'll get it open, and we'll take a look at what we have to look forward to coming up in the future. I'm excited
Yep.
to have access to.
Oh, it's an exciting time to be simming, that's for
To-
sure.
Well, I'm excited for the fact
File
that
Explorer.
when this is
Dropbox.
done, the
Johnny's Place.
737, we will have access to all the buttons and gadgets, and we can really make some stuff mess up then.
Hold on.
Dropbox. Johnny's Place.
Exactly.
Apps 2 of 71.
Oh, let's see here.
They created.
Keep an ear out on the live stream.
They
Brandon,
modified.
so
Live
you
YouTuber
can
video
see
3 of
it.
71. BviPilots podcast file 4 of 71. They created. BviPilots
If
share
you
file
can.
5 of 71.
Which one is the one we're sharing? Is it the shared file, BVI Pilots, or is
BviPilots
it
podcast
the...
file. BviPilots camera upload 6.
That's the
BviPilots
shared
share
one.
file 5 of 7.
Okay.
BviPilots share files. Items view list 700 100%. TFM 22.6 alpha 3.zip 8 of 9 0%.
22.6.
Yes, 22.6 Alpha 3.
Number at TFM 22.6 alpha 3.zip 8 of 9. Type
Yes,
compressed.
sir. All right, I'll copy that.
Run documents. Downloads. Documents.
Go over here to documents.
Documents window. Items view list. Preview level.
We'll paste it.
Items view list. TFM 22. They modify. TFM 22.6.
And we're going to do the same
Context
thing.
menu.
We
Open O.
extract
Open
it.
new and extract all. 7 zip sub extract all.
Extract all.
Documents with extract compressed. Browse button. Show extracted file. Extract button completes the wizard Alt plus E. Pressed. Unavailable.
All right,
Cancel
we're
button. Exit 0%
extracting.
complete. 0%.
By the way,
Copy
these
142 items from
we've
TFM
got the 737 800 open here.
5% complete routing. Pause the upper.
So now we're just
52%.
extracting. We're extracting.
62%, 73%, 85%, 95%. Unavailable.
I was going to say I'm extracting your flight monitor, Andy, but that doesn't sound right at all. We're going to...
No, that doesn't sound right at all.
Be like, all right, guys, glad you can join us as I extract Andy's flight monitor.
Well, then all you'd have left is talking, so that would get boring.
That's bad, yeah.
That is
Okay.
bad.
TFM 22.6.
All right.
TFM.x.config. TFM.x1.config. The Island Series 1. The troll ball. Tramp key from Tramp latest. Talking flight monitor 41. TFM 22.6 alpha 342 of 100.
All right, here we
Item view list.
go.
Data not selected. Data modified. Data not selected. Runtimes 2 of 104. TFM.x 107 to 114.
TFM.x. It's going to give me a message here.
App start cursor.
Come on.
Normal cursor. Base modified edits. TFM.x107 to 114. App start cursor. File description. Talking Flight Monitor Company. Talking Flight Monitor Development Group. File
Oh,
rating.
here we go.
22.5.0.0 date created. 06/0. Normal cur. TFM 22 point. Name split button select. TFM.x107. 5 pilots shared. 5 Lockheed Martin registered. Live streaming. Streamlabs. Booth. App Google. Sim toolkit. Pro room. Star on type. Star on type. Star on type. Arrow 3. Star on type. TFM 5 block.
Oh,
Live
there it
stream.
is.
Sim
Hold on.
Star on title. Star on type. Arrow 3 column 4. Explorer. Error dialog. Error dialog. TFM 22.6 Alpha 3 window. Items new list. TFM.x107 to 114.
There it is.
Airport database. Current aircraft.
Dun,
TFM.
dun, 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 dun. All right.
TFM 22.6 Alpha 3. 5 pilots share.
Let
5
me
row
close
1.
some of these other
pilots share,
windows
5.
real quick so I ain't got so
pilots
much
share, 5.
open. Close that.
Lockheed Martin registered. Lockheed Martin registered. TFM 22.6 Alpha 301 column 2. Live stream in YouTube Studio Google Chrome row 1 column 3. Streamlabs desktop row 1 column tab Google Chrome row 1 column 5.
Okay, close that.
Lockheed
Almost
Martin.
done here.
Tab Google Chrome tab Google. Lockheed Martin registered. TFM live stream sim toolkit pro row support room. Favorite star untitled star untitled Lockheed Martin registered. Lockheed Martin registered.
All right, we are on the
registered
sim,
before.
my friend.
Total fuel 45,009.
So, Andy, you tell me what to
All
do, and I will do it. For that, before we get started, give them a recap of what we're doing each week, in case they're just joining us. So go ahead. The mic is yours.
Yes, so those. Alright, so those who are just joining every week somewhere between 7 and 8, there will be a live demonstration of things that have been worked on and posted with TFM blog from the previous week. So for an example, on the 7:30 PMDG 737 rebuild week 3 will be covered during week 4's development process.
Yep.
And we're a couple of weeks behind schedule at this point, so this is now, well, actually no, we're not, because I'm working on week 2 stuff right now. I haven't posted it until Sunday.
Okay.
So we are on schedule.
Good deal.
Yeah, we're on schedule actually. So this is going to cover stuff done during the 737 Rebuild Week 1 blog post.
Nice.
That is the ADIRU panel.
All
And
right.
a few extra cool things.
That you're getting ready to see right here. And because of that, we want to ask you to give us a thumbs up. Go ahead. I'm going to shut up now. You tell me what to do. Go ahead.
Alright, so if you do left bracket Control P to bring up the panels.
737 cockpit panels preview level 0 app overhead collapse 1 to 1.
All right. The overhead is collapsed.
And once that is there, you should see 2 panels. You should see
Expanded,
an
0
aft
items.
overhead and an overhead.
Level 1 to 0 1 to 1. Level 0 app overhead expanded 1 to 1. Collapsed. Overhead collapse 1 to 1 level 0. App overhead collapse 1 to 1
Oh,
level 0.
aft overhead
collapse 1 to 1
and
level 0.
overhead.
App overhead collapse 1 to
Yeah.
1 level 0.
Yes.
Okay,
So
yeah.
one thing about this I'm going to explain. All of the panels that we currently use are under the overhead panel. Those
Overhead
will
collapse 1 to 1 level
stay
0.
there as backups until the whole entire series of panels are finished.
Oh,
And I
okay.
want to do that because if something goes wrong with the new ones, where people are not totally comfortable with the new ones, they can revert back to the old ones. But there will be a
Oh.
point at which those old ones will be removed.
So they
So
can
you're
just,
gonna give people a way to be able to still
Well,
fly the aircraft.
so basically,
if
let's
something-
say you didn't like it, Brandon.
App overhead collapse 1 to 1
You
level
open
0.
up the main
Overhead
window.
collapse 1 to 1 level
Well,
0.
instead of doing the app overhead, you arrow
Overhead
down.
collapse 1 to 1 level 0.
Open up just the overhead. You've got your original.
Oh,
Right, but
okay.
as a word of warning, though, panels in that old original overhead will be removed at some point, so don't only depend on them for a transition point. Don't depend on them as your permanent
Yeah.
solution.
Don't get
Okay.
used to it. Whatever you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Brandon,
Alright,
you
so
you
with
won't
that-
have yours till 2024 anyway, so you got some time to wait.
All right. That's,
Yeah, man, we're gonna
Shut
have,
up,
yeah, and
Josh.
by that time, like TFM will be like fully
Y'all are purposely doing that.
supported, and
Oh gosh. Okay, go ahead, Andy.
even 2020 will be fully accessible by then. I mean, so
All right. So, first thing,
Oh.
open the aft overhead.
Aft overhead collect expanded. 0 items.
All right, we're expanded.
Okay, down arrow to the ADIRU.
Level 1 to 0 1 to 1.
All right, we are there.
All right. So, people that have been flying know what the IRU is. For those that don't, the simple answer is it's the plane's GPS unit. Tells the plane where in the world it's at, so it can track where it needs to go and where it's been. So, this panel is pretty much an identical replica of the old one with the exception of a few things. First thing, you have the lights and indicators down on the bottom of the panel
IRS display group
that
dial,
you can
TRK/DS
access
plus D.
with the keyboard hotkeys Alt 1 through Alt 9. And as you do that,
DV4 new weather updated. Decoded textual weather
your
okay,
screen
DVS.
reader or SAPI will read them out for you automatically. So go ahead and give that a good
Preview, 0 1 to 1
spin.
level 1.
All right, so as I'm still just sitting on that panel, the panel, you guys, I'm not on, I didn't tab off of the IRU right there where it puts you when you open it. So I'm just going to do Alt 1,
IRS GPS light indicator off Alt plus 1.
GPS light indicator off,
Left IRS light indicator off Alt plus 2.
left IRS indicator light off,
Right IRS light
Oh,
indicator off Alt plus
cool.
3.
right IRS light indicator off. Am I saying that right?
Left IRS DC light indicator off Alt plus 4.
It should be right IRU. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're saying it right.
Okay, so Alt 4.
Right IRS
Well, let me go back
left
to
IRS DC light indicator off Alt plus 4.
my reader's a little fast, but that's what indicator light
Right
did that
IRS
say?
Left IRS DC light indicator off Alt plus 4.
DC indicator light? Is that right? For Alt 4?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
System sub
IRU DC
left IRS DC light
indicator.
indicator.
Oh, okay. Alt 5.
Right IRS DC light indicator off Alt plus 5.
It's going to be the right DC indicator light. Going to do Alt
Left IRS
6.
alt light indicator off Alt plus 6.
Left IR,
Right left IRS alt light indicator off Alt plus 6.
fault light indicator. What is fault light? Is that like, explain that one, Andy. They might not.
So let's say the left and the right IRU fault indicator. So if there is a technical problem with the GPS system, these lights will turn on.
Oh, okay. So your left and your right would turn on, wouldn't they?
Right IRS alt light indicator off Alt
Well,
plus
it
7.
depends if the left side's having a problem. Only
Oh,
the left side
okay.
will turn on. If only the right side will, then it will turn on.
And right there is your right
if
right
it's a
side, you
complete-
guys.
And if it's a complete failure, then both of them will turn on.
And we'll do all 8.
Left IRS DC failure light indicator off Alt plus 8.
Uh,
Right IRS
left
left IRS DC failure light indicator off Alt plus 8.
DC failure light indicator off. And then we're going to do Alt 9.
Left IRS DC failure light indicator off Alt plus 9.
And then you have DC failure, and that's the right side.
The right side DC failure indicator.
That is awesome.
So you have those. Those will switch between on and off. Now, there's a display unit that will let you switch off and on between different display modes. So to access that, press Alt D as in Delta.
IRS display
is from anywhere in this
/DS
panel.
Alt plus T.
Doesn't
IRS
matter.
display grouping. Okay, we're there.
Alright, so here you can switch between different things like track/ground speed, wind,
And you use your left and right
Heading.
arrows, correct?
heading/statistics. Yeah,
PPOS
you
alt
just
plus T.
use
IRS
your
display selector PPOS. check.
arrow keys, left and right
TRK/DS
arrow
alt plus T.
keys.
IRS display selector TK/DS. check.
Now let's say you want heading/statistic.
Okay.
So arrow to that.
And guys, when I arrow, I want you to listen very carefully, not to my reader, but just for a second, listen what else it does.
TPOS Alt plus T, IRS, TR case, TPOS Alt, TR case slash DS Alt plus T.
You can
IRS
actually
display
hear
select
the switch itself being turned on or switched or clicked, whatever. Okay,
Yep.
so I'm going to go to the right here. How many
Yep.
times?
TPOS Alt plus T, IRS display selector PPOS.
I don't know how many times. it is. Go
PPOS.
Windows
Now,
SW,
okay,
IRS display
stop
selector
there.
line,
This
check.
is an interesting point.
TPOS Alt,
Okay.
Pose.
Yep.
So if you press tab from pose,
latitude,
Latitude.
longitude,
and it doesn't give
Longitude.
you anything right now, does it?
Correct.
IRS mode grouping, left grouping, dial, IRS object Alt plus O.
Alright. So this is where you're going to get your latitude and
IRS
longitude
is
if you're
latitude.
aligning the
TPOS check Alt plus
IRU
T.
yourself. You're going to get the latitude and longitude to put into the FMC from these two boxes.
Okay, so you can edit
When you
these,
go,
right? They can actually paste
when
the
you-
number in there.
yes,
Oxygen
you
level
can.
67%.
Well, no. So what you do is when you let's go ahead and show the next part of it because it might make more sense.
Okay, so I'm going to tab.
You have the
You
left
got
IRU.
Longitude.
No,
latitude, longitude,
you have the
tab.
latitude, longitude.
IRS mode grouping, left grouping,
And now we're on
object Alt
IRS
plus O.
mode grouping. And it's a checkbox.
IRU left. Yep, IRU left. Now
Oh.
if you switch it to align,
With my right arrow.
yep,
IRS align Alt plus O. Left IRS DC light on. Left IRS mode selector line. Check.
If you guys just noticed the light
Left
came
IRS mode,
on.
Left IRS DC light off.
yep.
The light came
Okay,
on.
now.
Left IRS light was on and then it went back off.
CDU message display.
All right, now
Left IRS light
Enter
off.
IRS
press Alt
position.
R to go to the right side.
Left IRS light on. Left IRS light off.
Say it again because
Left IRS light on.
my plane is acting silly. What'd you
Left IRS
say?
light on. Left IRS light off.
Now press Alt
Left IRS light
R to go to the
Left
right
IRS light off.
side.
Left IRS right grouping. Dial IRS object. Left IRS light off.
Okay.
Left IRS light on. Left IRS light off.
It said
Left
Now
IRS light on.
switch that to
Left IRS light
align.
off. IRS align Alt plus I. Right IRS DC light on. Right IRS mode selector line. Check. Left IRS light on. Left IRS light off. Left IRS light on. Left IRS light off. Right IRS light on. Left IRS light on. Right IRS DC light off. Left
Okay,
IRS light off.
it
Left
keeps
IRS light on.
repeating
Left
about
IRS
them
light
lights
off.
going
Left
off
IRS
and
light
on.
Left IRS light off. Left IRS light on. Left IRS light off.
left on, left
Left IRS light
off.
Left IRS light
Okay.
on. Right IRS light on. Left IRS right IRS light on. Left IRS light off.
And it just
Right
keeps
IRS light
repeating
off.
it. Left on, left
Right
off. Right
Left
right
IRS
on,
light
right off.
Yep.
Right IRS light off. Left IRS light off. Right.
All right, now if you
Left
press
IRS light off.
Alt
Left IRS light
V,
off. Right IRS. Left IRS light off. Right. IRS display grouping. Dial. TPOS check Alt plus T. Left IRS light off. Right IRS light off. Left IRS
Okay,
light on.
I'm
Right.
still getting that message
Right,
about
right, right.
right and left.
yeah,
Left
we're
IRS
gonna
light off. Right IRS
Okay.
light off. Left IRS
we're
light
gonna
off.
show
Right IRS light off.
everybody
Left IRS light
something
off.
here in a
Right IRS light
minute.
on. Left
Just
IRS
let
light
this
on.
keep
Left IRS light
going.
on. Left IRS light on. Right
Okay.
IRS light off. Left IRS light off. Right IRS light on. Left IRS light
So
off. Right
if
IRS
you're
light
on
off. Left
pose,
IRS light off.
press
Right IRS
tab.
Left IRS latitude. Left IRS
Latitude.
Right IRS light off. Left longitude. Left IRS light on. Right
Longitude.
IRS
Does it
left
give
IRS
you
light off. Right
anything?
IRS light on. IRS mode grouping. Left grouping. Dial. IRS align check Alt plus O. Left IRS display. Left IRS light on. Right IRS light off.
Yeah.
Latitude. Left IRS light off. Right IRS land. Left IRS land.
No, it's blank.
TPOS check Alt plus T. Left IRS light off. Latitude. Left IRS longitude.
Latitude and longitude both are blank.
Left IRS light off. Right IRS light on. Left IRS.
All right,
Left IRS
so
light
when the
off. Left IRS light
FMC
off. Right IRS
message
light off.
pops up, it
Left
says
IRS light
enter
off.
IRS
Left IRS light off.
position.
Right
Yep, it did say that.
These two
Left IRS light off.
boxes.
Right IRS. Left IRS light off. Right IRS light
Okay,
on.
well these two
Left IRS light
boxes
on. Right IRS
after
light off. Left
points
IRS
should
light off.
have
Right
the
IRS light on.
latitude
Left IRS
and
light on. Right IRS light
longitude
on.
in
Left IRS light
them.
off. Right IRS light on. Left IRS light on. Right IRS light off. Left IRS light
It's
off. Right
best
IRS
to
light
wait
on.
until it says that
Left
in
IRS
order
light
to
on.
switch over. So
Left IRS light on.
if
Right
you
IRS light.
want, go
Left
back
IRS
to
light.
that
Left IRS light off.
position box.
Left IRS latitude. TPOS check Alt plus T. Left IRS light on. Right IRS light off.
Okay, I'm on
Just left
PPOS.
arrow.
Left IRS light off. Right IRS.
Yep.
Left
Just
IRS
hit
light
left
off.
arrow.
Left IRS light on. Right IRS light off. TRK slash DS check
Move
Alt
away
plus T.
from
IRS
it.
display selector TK slash DS check. Left IRS light off. Right IRS light on. Left IRS light
I'm
on.
on
Left
that
IRS
Hit right
TR.
arrow to move to it again.
TPOS Alt plus T.
Okay.
IRS display selector
Get right
TPOS.
out of
Left
the
IRS light off.
pose
Right IRS
again.
light on. Check. Left IRS light on. Right
Okay.
IRS light off. Left IRS light off. Right IRS light on. Left IRS
Now
light on.
see
Right
if
IRS.
there's anything in
Left
those
IRS
two boxes.
Left IRS land. Land. Left IRS light on. Right
No,
IRS
they're
longitude.
blank.
Land. Land. Left IRS light off. Right IRS latitude. Left TPOS check Alt plus T. Left IRS light on. Right IRS light off. Left
Okay.
IRS light off. Right.
But it should
Left
say
IRS light off.
something in there.
Left IRS light on. Right IRS.
It might take some
Left IRS.
time.
Left IRS light off. Right IRS light.
But
Left
in either
IRS light off.
case,
Right IRS.
that's
Left
how
IRS.
this
Left
main
IRS light
window
on.
works.
Left IRS light off. Left IRS light on. Right IRS light on. Left IRS light off. Left IRS light on. Right IRS light off. Left IRS light. Left IRS light
Align,
on.
nav, and
Left IRS.
HET.
Left IRS light on.
Now, is there any way with
readout?
good question here is with the way them lights are going off on, is there a way to shut that up so you don't got to necessarily hear that?
Okay. Okay, here's the next thing I'm going to do. Close that panel. Alt F4 on it.
Okay, it's completely closed.
Okay, bring up settings.
On
TFM settings.
is there a hotkey for that? I can't remember.
Yes, right bracket and then shift slash.
TFM settings.
Okay, I'm on settings.
Settings category 3.
Alright, so if you're on settings,
General.
go all the way down to the down to the bottom where it says PMDG.
Airport database off. Left IRS light on. Right IRS light off. Left airport database. Aircraft 101 level 0. Left IRS light off. Right user interface 101 level. PMDG collapse 101 level 0.
PMDG collapse.
Left IRS light.
Open. Yeah, open it. Press down arrow.
Level 1 737 speech events collapse 101. Left
737 speech events.
Left IRS light on. Right IRS.
Okay. Expand it.
Expanded. 0 items.
Alright.
Left IRS
And
light
down
on.
arrow to ADIRU panel.
Level 2 0 panel 101. Left IRS light on.
There it is.
Left IRS.
Okay, now, when you tab through here, it's going to be a sequence of check boxes for every light indicator control switch on this panel. So, you don't want the ADIRU left and right to blinking effect talking all the time. So, you tab over to the left IRU light.
Display switcher checkbox check alt plus E. Display switch checkbox check alt plus Y. Left mode selector checkbox check alt plus L. Left IRS light on. Left mode selector checkbox check.
Left mode.
Display left mode selector checkbox check alt.
Left mode selector.
Mode selector.
Left IRS light off. Right IRS.
Yep,
Left IRS light off. Right IRS light off.
Okay.
Right mode selector
Tab to
checkbox
the
check alt
right
plus
mode
R.
Right mode selector.
Left IRS
Unchecked.
right IRS. Left IRS light on. Right. Left
Okay.
IRS light
to the
on.
OK.
Level 6. Left iron light checkbox check alt plus 2. Iron GPS light checkbox.
Now wait, is it
Right mode selector checkbox.
left mode selector lights or is it
Yes.
okay. I just wanted to make
Oh no,
sure.
it's not the selector. No.
Right mode selector checkbox not.
Okay, it is okay.
It's the lights.
Right mode selector
Yeah, you
checkbox
don't
not
want
check
the
alt plus L. Left IRS
selectors
light.
themselves. You want the lights.
Right mode select check. Iron GPS light checkbox check alt plus 1.
The IRU GPS.
Right mode iron GPS light checkbox
No,
check alt
you
plus
want the
L.
left IRU light and the
Oh, here
right
it is.
Left iron
IRU
light
light.
checkbox check alt.
Left IRU light. Okay.
Left iron light checkbox not checked. Right iron light checkbox check alt.
Right
And then
IRU
you want
light.
the right
not checked.
one.
Left iron DC light checkbox check.
There we
Right
go.
iron DC light checkbox check alt. Left iron fault light checkbox check.
Then you got
Okay,
DC
and
lights. You got
Left iron
fault
light
light.
checkbox check alt. Right iron fault light checkbox check. Left iron DC
Left and right. Failure lights. You can do those. Okay. Wait. Okay.
Lockheed Martin registered R3D registered P4.
And I think it might have. We're gonna look. I wonder if it's got the numbers in there now because I feel like it might have started to shut up, but that might just be me guessing. We'll look just to see.
Level 1 0 1 1.
All right.
Well, it should have
IRS
stopped
display
talking.
PPOS check alt plus P.
Well, it did, but I think does them lights go off as soon
Well,
as?
that's what you.
Do they eventually go on?
Well, that's what you. Well, no, they're gonna blink forever until you put.
Okay,
something
I
in
thought
the
you meant that they'll blink until them numbers show up in them.
Latitude.
Okay, no, it still don't show latitude or longitude. I wonder why it's not showing the latitude and
PPOS
longitude.
check alt plus P.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Latitude.
But in either
IRS
case,
proofing, left proofing, dial, IRS line check alt plus A. Right
that's
proofing,
the
dial, IRS line check alt plus I.
overview of this
IRS DPS line indicator
ADIRU
off alt plus 1.
panel, and you were able
Left IRS
to
line
make
indicator
some
on.
light
Right
shut
IRS line
up.
indicator on. Left IRS DC. Right IRS D. Left IRS fault. Right IRS fault light.
That
Left
is-
IRS DC failure. Left
That's
IRS
awesome.
Panels preview. 0 1 1 level 1.
So we will.
And so
I'm back up on the
this
main
is gonna
AR, IRU, whatever.
And so this is going to happen with every panel. There's going to be a panel and then some settings to turn on or off the switches and lights and indicators.
I really like just
If
to.
there's something,
I really like the fact that we can control them lights talking. You know, they're going to blink, but at least we can control that. Now, I wonder, are these lights visual on the window itself? I'm guessing they are.
so they are, Yes, so the sighted person can see them. So your screen reader actually sees the lights as text. So if you put your screen, let's say, if you press Alt 2 or Alt 3, I believe it is, for left or right IRU
Let's
light.
try it.
Left IRS light indicator off, +2.
Yeah, but it said left off. But are you...
Yeah, okay, so if you press numpad 5 if you're using NVDA,
Numlock
if you
off.
do that a
Numlock
couple
on.
of times,
Numlock
it
off.
will switch between on
with
and
numlock
off.
on or off? With it off, correct?
You turn off numlock,
Off.
and you need a
On.
numpad 5
Off.
a couple of
OFF.
times.
If you guys can see, I'm hitting this, and it's going
Off. ON.
off, on,
OFF.
off, on.
Off. On.
Now you know it blinks, and you don't have to worry about it spamming you.
And just to clarify to
Sighted
you guys,
people-
that's not me turning it off and on. That's it, just showing you. That's kind of like a
it's
sighted person
blinking.
looking at
It's
it.
Showing.
Off.
Yeah,
Off.
so if a sighted
Off.
person were
On.
to see
Off.
these,
Off.
it would flash the word
Off.
on and off constantly in the boxes.
Yeah. So listen again, you guys, and we'll do it again so you can hear it. I'll hit it 4 times, not like real fast, but 4 times so you can hear it.
Off. Off. On. On.
Off, off, on. So see, that's awesome. That's a good way to know
That
if
is
the light
awesome.
is working.
Yeah.
Now, if it was solid, it
Right.
would tell you that. It would just stay on.
Yep, or it would just constantly be off.
Yeah. Or vice versa.
Guys,
yeah.
I'm going to have to jump out of here and tune in on the YouTube side and get my phone to charging, but I will be tuned in.
All right, Sleepy Joe, we will talk to you in a little bit, my friend.
I knew he was going to come up with that. Don't listen to him, folks.
Yep.
He's being a smart ass.
Guys, what are we going to do when he is, we might need to do a CEO meeting, what are you going to do when you're 40,000 feet? Are you going to be taking a nap up there?
No.
Probably.
No. I would
just-
never do that.
I'm just kidding. I got to give you a hard time, Brandon. If I didn't do
I
it,
know it.
then who else
If you
would?
didn't do it, if you didn't do it, then we would think there's something wrong with you, you know?
I mean, if I didn't do it, Andy would do it. If Andy didn't do it, Josh would do it. And if Josh didn't do it, you would really
know
think the
Josh
world
would do
hated
it.
you. No. So before you go, real quick, then we'll get back to our program here. So how excited are you to know that in 2024 you will have your computer?
Okay, for the record, folks, I am not going to have it in 2024.
Oh, so you're getting rid of it
that's-
before 2024. I got you.
No. I'm going to have it before 2024, and yes, I'm very excited about flying.
I will say, guys, I like the fact, and it's not like that, I just gave it to him. I mean, I would have if I had to have, but we did a swap out. He gave me a Mac
We did a
computer,
swap out.
and I'm giving him a tower. Something got hungry with the
Yeah.
Mac, but computer, shut up. But either way,
Yeah, I
it's
think-
it's
I
still
think
worth it either
something-
way, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you accidentally on your monitor on the corner of it got broke a little, but you didn't know any different, and it's not a big deal to me
But that-
because I can't see the monitor anyways. So I covered up with clear tape, and it's fine. So it's
But
a
you're
good deal.
getting- You're getting some use out of it. You're enjoying it. And I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Well, I'm just putting that out there for the fact so people know that, like, when I
Yeah.
did get it, yeah, it did have that little deal with it, but it's not like unusable. Like, it's not damaged so bad that
Yeah.
I can't use it.
It's
so.
not damaged to the point where it can't be
I'm actually going to
used.
learn how to use iMovie at some point, but I've not had time. But anyway, Brandon, we're going to let you go, my friend. Keep us tuned in. I will
Yep.
I will be testing to see if you're listening. So, you better be there, my friend.
All right, I'm going to tune in on the YouTube side.
All right, we'll see you, my friend.
All right, sir.
And there goes Brandon.
Brandon, the left channel.
Excited that he will have his computer in 2024. All right. Back to the main topic, the main deal here on the show. I like it, and we want to know what you guys think so far as well. But we got more to show. That was just the first part of it, right? Andy, there's still another few little
That
goodies
was
that you.
it.
Oh, I thought you had some goodies to
Yeah,
show. I
that
thought
was.
you. Okay.
Yeah, that was the settings.
Okay. Oh, the settings. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I was
'cause the
thinking
settings
because of
last time I
the.
showed this.
Yeah. I was thinking because of the tree view where we got the standard one, the old one, but now I just remembered that's for that's the old, the current one we're using.
Yeah.
But Andy wants to know. I want to know. We want to know what you think about it. Do you like that? And give us a thumbs up. Tell us your thoughts. I like it because even if you might be someone that don't want the notifications to be on like that, just turn them off. Right? I mean, that's to me giving you that option to do that. That's pretty cool. Josh, you've been sitting back listening. What are your thoughts on the way that's laid out?
I don't have any problems with it initially. It sounds pretty cool. I don't know whether I use it or not, like just based on the way I fly and do things. I don't know if I'd ever have a reason for it. I mean, I'll check it.
Well, you
I
would
don't know,
you. I
but,
mean,
like,
you would use it when it's fully updated. You would have to use that unless.
Well, I'm
Well,
talking
unless you
about
have first
the.
officer do everything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because if you ever want to do it yourself, you would need that stuff to be able to see what, see, like when you do your alignment. Something else that I wanted to show
I'm just
you
so
guys.
used to FSFO now.
Now, this is something that me and Andy had told me that Andy had learned. Not only do you have where we can look at the weather with active sky or whatever, but you can look at the wind. So, like, for example, if
IRS GPS light indicator off alt +1. Left IRS
I'm
light
going to
indicator
go
off
to
alt +2.
the
Selection removed.
to the original view here.
Right IRS light indicator on alt. Left. Right. Left
Let me
IRS.
get up to
IRS
it.
GPS. IRS mode proving. Right proving. Dial. Left proving. Dial. IRS display proving. Dial. Longitude. Latitude. TPOS check alt +T. Panel 3. Left IRS DC. Panel 3 view.
Here we
0
go.
1 level 1.
I'm going to go
Level
out
0
this.
overhead expanded 1 to 1. Collapsed. Overhead collapsed 1 to 1 level 0.
We're going to go to the
Expanded 0 items. Level 1 flight controls 1 to 1. Electrical 1 to 1 level 1.
flight
Fuel 1 to
control,
1 level 1.
electrical.
MCP 1 to 1 level 1. Iron 1 to 1 level 1.
All right, here we go.
Iron mode
So if
proving.
you
Left
go
iron
to-
proving. Align radio button checked.
If you look
Right iron
here,
proving. Align radio button checked. Display mode proving. TPOS radio button checked. Latitude edit land. Land.
in this where it says latitude, longitude,
Preview. Iron 1 to 1 level 1.
that's fine. But if
Latitude
you
edit.
wanted to look at
Display
the
mode proving.
wind,
TPOS radio button checked.
right here it says PPOS. If you
Wind
go
radio
right,
button not checked.
you
IRS
go to
display selector
wind.
line checked. Wind direction edit land. Land. Land.
Right now it don't say nothing, but it
Wind
would.
speed edit land. Land. Land.
Right? If you're flying or you're in the air,
Yeah.
um,
Yep. It would tell you the current measured wind speed.
yeah. Well, I know one reason it's not showing you that because of me being in cold and dark. I think it's starting up at cold and dark, so we don't have no power to it. I don't
Yeah.
think. If we did, you would see the
Right.
wind and speed there.
Wind direction edit. Display mode proving. Wind radio button not checked. HDG/stat radio button not checked.
Same
IRS
with the
display selector
heading.
HDG/stat checked. Heading edit land.
You would get information in that
Display mode
box
proving.
as well.
TK/GS radio button checked. Not checked. IRS display selector TK/GS checked.
What is the TKGS for?
So track/ground speed. Track is basically an
Track at
inbound
land.
track. So if
Display mode
you
proving. TK/GS radio
say
button
you're
checked.
going from LA to Detroit, they may have you subscribe to an inbound track, and it might be a particular heading. Let's say,
Oh.
let's say heading 170, just as a track 170 is what they would call it. If you're going to Detroit and you're on the Detroit side, it would be inbound track 170. And it basically indicates a straight line from one location to another location. It gives your general heading point of direction. You could
Okay.
obviously, because your flight plan may have you like going south a little bit and north a little bit at the same time you're headed east, but general point of the idea is you're headed on this track.
That's awesome.
And so that's what the track does. Ground speed, it's measuring the current ground speed.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing right bracket U, it would give you the same thing that this gives you for ground
0
speed.
max ground speed.
We're technically right now, I'd say 0 knots, you guys. What I will do probably tomorrow or something, probably tomorrow I'll do a video, and I'll use the updated one here, because I can actually use this just the same, correct, Andy? I can use
the new one's fully functional.
Okay, I'll use that just to show you guys how it does show you the information there. I mean, it does. It'd just be cool to show you guys that. I actually, I like knowing what my wind is. Even when I'm up in the air, I'm at cruising altitude. I always keep up to date with my wind and, the direction I'm flying, what direction is the wind coming from, and it's dead accurate. Because I opened it up the other day when I was flying just to see if it'd show it, and it did. I don't know about you, and Josh, you might be a little different on this too, but what I'm excited about with the 737 when it comes out, the new update comes out where we've got all the panels and switches, is my next thing is going to be learning to do all this that first officer does. I want to do it myself. I want to switch to all that stuff. So when I get to approach and it's time to do my descent checklist, I want to be able to do that. Whatever needs to be flipped on or whatever, we'll be able to do that because now we'll have access to it. A question I know people are probably wondering, Andy, is this. After the 737 has been completed with all the stuff you're doing now, what is next?
Well, after that is done, the 37 is pretty much solid with the new updates. The next thing coming up is the 77 rebuild series, which will take the same idea here, but put it towards the 77.
And that'll basically have all the switches and all that as well?
Yep, it'll have basically the same idea that this is, but it's the 77 stuff.
Right. That'd be interesting because, especially going from a 7.3 to a 777 and doing the startup yourself, doing the check. The cool thing is this. Matter of fact, someone had asked me this a while back. If when it ever happened, which it is now, on the 7.3 when it's done, we should be able to go through the whole checklist on our own, correct? Turn it on, turn it off, on, off.
Yep. Yep.
And I think, maybe I'm wrong, don't you got to do that checklist? Isn't that like a required thing that you got to do for the CDU and all that, or is that just done because we want to do it? Or first officer, even first officer, the checklist, do they have to be completed?
Well, yeah, they have to.
First officer, yeah,
Have
they
to
have
do
to,
'em.
first officer has to be completed.
Well,
First officer
okay.
most likely to be.
But I'm talking about us though. Like, if you learn to do all that and then you one day forget, and you're like, well, I'll just go ahead and just fire up and take off, it wouldn't work right, would it?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, some things
well,
might.
in order to fire up and take off, certain things. So I mean, yeah, certain parts of the checklist, yeah, you're gonna have to do.
Because I know for a fact you can fire up a jet without the. I know for a fact you can fire up a jet without the checklist. I mean, that you can do. But
If you know everything, if you know the checklist by heart and you don't have to consult it and you just do everything, boom, 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 and you turn it on and take off, whatever. I mean, yeah,
it's going to work, but the idea of the
totally do it.
checklist is to see if everything's working. It's basically the idea is to see
Yeah.
if it all works. I wasn't sure if like the CDU was like, okay, you didn't run through and do this checklist, so we're not gonna. You know, I didn't know if it was one of them deals or
First
not.
officer does though. Like first officer.
Well, first
like,
officer does that because that's what it's built to do.
Well, yeah, but say first officer's out of the picture.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You
Say,
don't-
yeah.
Yeah. If you don't do certain things on the panels, then some things might not work in the FMC.
Right.
So it possibly may complain.
That was my question. That
Yeah.
was what I was wondering. Because honestly, nothing against first officer at all. But I don't want to be dependent. I don't want to depend on first officer. It's kind of like sim brief, right? We don't want sim brief. We want to be able to fly without it. Same here. We're flying PMDG. We're using first officer. But I bet you some of us, including myself, I got a feeling Andy will be another one. I don't want to use first officer if I don't have to. If I can do it myself, I'm going to do it myself.
Yep.
What's your thoughts? Anybody?
Sim brief. Well, sim brief. I mean, it's. I don't know what other flight planner you could use.
Not sim brief. I meant FS Tramp. As an example.
Oh.
We
yeah.
depend on FS.
Okay.
We used to have to depend on FS Tramp. We don't want to. We depend on first officer right now.
Right.
Do we not? We do.
I mean,
Right.
We gotta have it.
I'd rather use FS officer over FS tramp.
Well, yeah, but that's
just comparing the two.
well, yeah, comparing, but that's not my point. My point is, I don't want to depend on
Yeah.
either one of them. I'm going to be doing this stuff myself. When the 737 comes out,
Yeah.
fully updated, I'm gonna learn it and do it myself. That's because to me, that's what simming's all about, isn't it? Isn't it about learning to fly, learning to also use all the different controls, and learning to follow steps? Andy, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to use first officer, or I mean, sometimes I might. If I'm in a hurry, I might just say, "Oh, I'll just let first officer do it today."
Yeah, probably would do it like that too, but I would also use it as a transition, so, like maybe I take the checklists in order and say, okay, well, let's see if I can't turn it on, get it going. If I miss something, okay, whatever, I'll just scrap it and have him do it, but the more you run through things like that, the more you get used to them. So,
Right.
yeah, I'd probably say
I
I would
have. It's
try to
interesting.
do
I have
it.
an interesting, kind of story. Overkill Simulations is a popular
SP3DB4 new weather updated. Decoded textual weather for
YouTuber
KBBS
who
win.
does
200.
2020 videos. Well, he
737 cockpit.
did a
DPOS
video
radio button
on
not checked.
first officer.
DK/DS radio button not
He's
checked.
doing it
Not
on
checked.
first
DPO.
officer next. He
Wind
never
radio
used
button
it
checked. Wind
before.
direction edit blank.
And he's like, yeah, I really love this program, and I'm gonna use it. But then he gravitated back to his old habit of just doing it himself. Like he
Lockheed
promoted
Martin
it,
registered pre-part.
but then he never went back to
Unavailable.
actually using it. Just because old habits die hard, and so
Submenu dialog. Lockheed Martin register
I
load scenario
mean,
button. Exit resume button.
when you do
Exit
stuff
pre-part
for
3D register
yourself
button.
without,
Lockheed
I
Martin
guess
register
as long
pre-part
as,
3D register
safety
P4 unavailable.
it's difficult, even if it makes it easier. It's difficult to just switch like that.
Mm-hmm. I know my.
Yeah, it makes
yeah.
sense.
It does. First off, I like the fact that first officer was there, because if it wasn't, we would have a hard time flying. A real hard time flying. Especially landing. We might have figured out taking
Aircraft
off.
database.
But
Submenu dialog window.
landing
button.
would have been
No button. Yes button.
a little bit of a problem, because you need to, if you don't do these checklists on approach, then you might run into problems while doing your your descent. It'll still do a descent, because I've forgotten to do my checklist before on descent, because I was doing 10 other things. But
TFM 22.6 Alpha 3 window.
The one thing that I don't want to
Name
do,
split button collapsed sorted. TFM.x1.
and this is something I think anybody could agree on, I don't ever want to be in a position where, for example, I've got the updated version of First Officer, and he'll load the flight plan. That's fine. I don't mind that. That's more of a time thing. It just makes it easier. But what I don't want to do is let him do everything, and then me just wait till he's done and take off. I don't want to get to where I'm depending on First Officer to do that, because then you might forget something. You might forget how to do something because for so long you go and you let this do it and you never do it yourself, and now you forgot. Now, me personally, everything that First Officer does, I check it anyway. It doesn't matter. I check my fuel, I check my cargo, I check I check all of it that he does to make sure he did do it right, and that keeps me fresh.
It keeps you fresh, but also, like, you kind of can't. You still have to check your discontinuity, even if you did let First Officer do it and you didn't check your payload, your cargo, all that, or your fuel. Even despite that, and he will round to the nearest number wrong sometimes and get the fuel lower than expected or a little higher than expected. So you do have to check that. But like, you still have to deal with route discontinuities and the like. So there's still stuff you have to do manually that First Officer.
Well, you got to reroute. He does everything else. He does your speeds. He does your thrust for takeoff. He does all that. He don't check it twice, but he does all that. But I go through it all. I make sure, and I don't do that just because I think it might be wrong. I do that so that I don't get into the habit of just letting something else do it. So I'm going to check the chat here and make sure we don't have anything on chat. If you got a question, feel free to put that on the chat.
Back in a minute.
Brandon said personally he would learn it, so he's basically not dependent on First Officer. Yes, that's a good call. And Brandon said he's tuned in. If anybody else has got questions, comments, concerns, you can leave that in the chat. If I don't get to it now and you leave it during a playback or something, leave a comment. We'll try to get to them comments and answer them on our next live stream. Each week right here at BVI Pilots, we will go live every Thursday. Will be a live stream between 7 and 8 o'clock. We'll start up our live stream. We'll go live. We'll show what's new, get a sneak peek at it, and then we'll get your guys' opinion on what you think about it, whether you like it or you don't like it, or are you going to continue to use First Officer when it's done, or are you not? All them wonderful, wonderful questions. Again, don't forget to give us a thumbs up to show you like this video or that you appreciate the channel in general. Tap on that subscribe button if you've not joined us yet. We'd love to have you as a subscriber here at BVI Pilots. I also want to take the time to thank Andy for going out of his way each week to come on and do a live stream with us to give you these sneak previews. I think it's cool that, it's something different. Those of you that might have just subscribed, I do want to remind you to tap on the notifications and set that to always, so you're notified each and every time that we publish a new video or go live like we are right now. You never know what we might publish or go live and talk about, so it's good to have them notifications set correctly. Again, YouTube does have a problem with their notifications sometimes. If it messes up, unsubscribe and resubscribe, and that should fix your problem. So just unsubscribe, resubscribe, set your setting, and you should be good. I know there's been a few that's had that problem. That's what they did to fix it. They said, John, just tell everybody to do this and they'll be good. So that's what you got to do, because I don't know what it is, but sometimes YouTube, that part messes up and you don't never get any notification that anybody's live. And it's like, wait a minute, why am I never getting it? I'm seeing new videos, I'm seeing new live stream, but I didn't know they went live. Well, that should fix your problem. Andy, I know you had to step away a second, but I want to thank you for taking the time to join us and do this each week. I really appreciate it. Josh, I want to thank you for joining the live stream and being a part of it. There's Andy now. But again, and Brandon, I want to thank you for being on the live stream as well and joining us. It's always fun, everybody being together and chatting and having fun. That's what it's all about. So, till next week, you guys. There's your sneak peek. And Andy, is there any last comments you would like to leave? Anything you need to get out there? Any updates? Anything about anything you got on your mind?
Website www.talkingflightmonitor.com. Download page is there. The blog is there. There's a contact us form if you need help getting started or have any additional questions. And you also have the GitHub repository. TFM is free, open source. You can take it and use it with no cost added to you. We'll put that in the description so you guys can have a link to that for those people who use TFM or those who are just getting started with it. Control-Shift-I as in India will take you to the issue queue so you can put your feature requests and reports. Make sure if you do that you add comments to an existing feature request or bug report, and if there isn't one that fits similar to what you were having to post about, then go ahead and create a new one. As far as anything else, I believe that is it.
Clickable chat actions button.
Well, what I'm going to do...
Personally, I would agree with it. Clickable BVI Pilot. Say something. Say something. Section multi-line editable. Say something. Section multi-line editable.
I'm going to put some links here right now as we're talking. And, the other thing to think about is if you are using the updated version that's not actually released and you have problems, please don't bombard them about it because it's not been released. So it just because it's there and you can download it that way doesn't mean that you might not run into something. Because you could. There might be a bug that they've not been aware of or tested or even knew about. So to go and report that, I don't think he wants people to report it.
Could
unless
be a
it's
bug that I'm actually working on. No, so if it's a pre-release version that you have gotten from source, there is no support. Do not put bugs in the issue queue. Do not put features in the issue queue if it's related to the source build. Anything from the release build backwards, if it has been or has not been reported, go ahead and put a comment or a new bug report or feature request.
Is the download
anything
link
forward of the current release?
Does your download link got an S at the end of download, like talkingflightmonitor.com/download or the downloads?
Download.
Okay.
No, it's just /download.
Clickable add reaction button. Clickable button create 0/200. Clickable button create a poll.
Alright, there we go. I believe
Say
it
something.
did go.
BVI Pilots.
Sure.
Clickable button chat link HTTP BVI Pilots. Clickable button chat actions. Link HTTP.
Yes, so the links are there now, you guys. You have them. Again, like Andy said, don't
TFM 22.6
be putting stuff in, on your original TFM, like bugs that's on the non-released version, because that's not why, that's not why we do the sneak peeks, and that's not why you guys are able. You can download it because it's obviously it's open source, so you can download it and do what you want with it, but they don't need a bunch of bugs put in that they ain't got to test anyways.
TFM 22.6
So,
Alpha 3.
I just wanted to put that out there. Not that anybody would do that. I'm not saying you guys would do that.
Live in HTTP.
I'm pretty sure none of you would.
Live stream in YouTube Studio Google.
But
Streamlabs desktop row 1 column 2.
it's better to put that out there at least
Streamlabs desk.
in case you do get one. What's that saying? There's always one rotten egg in the basket.
Button and
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
Button and screen.
But
Button and screen.
again, we appreciate all of you. Please share this. Give us a thumbs up. That really does make a difference for the channel, for the content. It would definitely help us out. And you can leave comments. You never know, your comment might get full attention, and we might even add your comment to the very top by giving it a heart. And I forget what that's. There's a certain word that I'm missing. Anyway, I can mark it and it'll be, we can make it like a favorite comment and it'll go to the top. So yeah, Josh, thanks for joining us, my friend. Brandon, I know you're listening.
Yeah.
Again, if you move between now and 2027, Brandon, let us know. That way I got the updated date or address when I send out your computer. Your keyboard will go out tomorrow, and then I'm going to send you the power cord the day after, and then let's see. Oh yeah, the RAM. I'm going to send you the RAM out on Monday, and there's 2 of those. So Tuesday you'll get another one. So yeah, by 2027 you should have every little piece. I'm excited for you, my friend. Guys,
Oh, what you're supposed to do. Send what you're supposed to do. Send them the keyboard first. Then about a week later, send them the tower first.
Granted, a locked on.
All right.
Later, send him the power cord. And then a month later, send him the keyboard.
here he comes, folks. We got him joining back into the live stream here. Y'all take care. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.